Hey everybody, fun seeing you around. I'm here with Joe Gitz, co-founder and CEO of Context Analytics. We're excited to see you, just to tell you about the exciting news that just happened. Last week we've formally, officially announced the acquisition that we've just done. What we're actually aiming with this collaboration is to create an A to Z full vertical solution in everything related to AI for wealth. So we're excited to share with you. Joe, I would love if you can, I would love it if you can introduce yourself and we can start.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Gabby. Hi, my name is Joe Gitz. I am the original founder of Context Analytics, and now I'm running Bridgewise North America for Bridgewise. I'm thrilled to be part of the family, and we're the going to be a lot of the underlying technology behind ingestion of new data into the AI platform, social media, news, earnings, and different document types, corporate filings. I'm thrilled to be here.
Perfect. So we have a lot of people already connected. Let's just give it another 2, 3 minutes and we can start.
Excellent. This could be like a TV show. Chris Hammond, how are you? Eric Fishkin, good to see you. We have a lot of people that supported context analytics throughout the years, and thank you guys here while we're waiting.
So the purpose of the webinar is basically, I think that we can start. We have a lot of people already logged in. The purpose of this webinar is first give you a very small introduction about the two companies. I know we have a lot of our friends here. We have a lot of Joe's friends here, and we wanted to make a quick introduction. We want to talk a bit about the business logic behind the two companies joining force and what we see around it. And and then we are open to question because we truly believe that what we have been able to build in the last 6 months that we were already starting working together is 100% groundbreaking and can take us very far in events. So we also want to hear you guys. What are the questions and what do you have to say about it? Let's start. Shani, Shai? Okay, next. So at Bridgewise is here basically to create everything AI for wealth in enterprise. So why are we focusing on enterprise? Because currently we see a lot of companies speaking about AI. We want to see AI, everything related to the B2B to C, everything related to the end user being made in the most responsible way possible, working with the largest institution in the world. And we are currently the leader, and we're working in various territory and geographies across the globe. If you can move forward. So as we said, we cater over 90 different institutions across the world. We are 120 employees, and we work in 15 different countries. Among our investors, we have leading financial institution, including the SIX Group, which is the owner of the SIX Exchange, the Swiss Exchange, and the Spanish Exchange. We have Emirates NBD, the largest bank in the MENAT area. We have B3, the Brazilian Stock Exchange, and a very well-known VC from LA. Shai, please. So currently, currently we're focusing on a global reach, less in the North Americas, and one of the main reasons we found the fit to be so interesting is the flawless reputation that basically context analytics have, and when the their large clientele and their certain areas of reputation in the North America region. So,
All right, Context Analytics.
Joe.
We have been around for 15 years. We started by creating quantitative signals from the Twitter Firehose. We are a partner of Twitter, and as the company has grown, we have become the leader in unstructured data for finance. So we can convert pretty much any kind of textual data into quantitative signals, into structured objects that make it suitable into large language models, such as the leading one from Bridgewise, as well as directly into quants space, JSON APIs into quants. Next slide. Uh, we work with pretty much the largest hedge funds, money managers, corporates in the world, providing everything from social data to corporate filings and competitive analysis. And you can see some of our names here. And we are a significantly smaller global reach, but now we're bigger, and we have that Chicago office because the original one didn't have it. So Chicago, Toronto, New York, London, and we're going to be the headquarters for North America, Chicago, and the headquarters for North American Bridgewise. And I'm really looking forward to working with you guys out there on the chat and firms to both enhance the Bridgewise offering with social news filings, as well as bring some of the amazing AI technology that Bridgewise has into the North American market, both for sell-side firms and B2B. You're going to see a lot of new quantitative offerings as we move forward.
Next slide, guy. So today, I think that what drove us I think both parties to make this partnership was from the very fact that we each were able to tackle a different angle. So Bridgewise, from the get-go, we had one solution in mind. We want to make sure that every single investor in the world is accessible to the most advanced tool he can, but in his own language, in his own lingo, okay, in his own jargon. So we were going to basically to break this complete separation between professional that were basically investing, many of them invest based on fundamental, while the retail clientele actually is investing based on their hunch. They will invest based on what they see in the news, based on what they see in the social, based on what their friends are telling them, or technical analysis. Things that are traditionally correlated, almost not correlated to the stock performance. A lot of them knows that the performance of a company is directly related to the stock rise or fall, but they are not doing any fundamental analysis, and this is where Bridgewise started. So we started with bringing fundamental analysis in human language on every company in the world, on over 70,000 different securities. But when we evolved, we saw that what we want to actually create is a full platform of financial insight analyze, okay, not only aggregating data, but actually explaining the chain of thought. And one thing that we saw is that creating a social analysis is almost impossible. Only one company in the world we saw that can do it successfully. And we have the person inside. And the other thing is that we saw that on our vision, every single financial institution by 2030 should have some sort of an AI for investment. And in order to have AI for investment, we wanted to see where the source is. And again, the source apparently came from exactly the same company, from this guy Joe, that the fit was so overwhelming when we saw this product that we couldn't ignore. And I think immediately on the first discussion with Joe, the fit was obvious, and then everything was detailed. So basically, what we are capable today, after joining forces with Context Analytics, is to provide a full Exactly, end-to-end wealth intelligence. Okay, full verticalized solution coming from the moving from the raw data, the unstructured data, structuring and moving it to machine readable format, analyzing it and creating what is probably the largest database today of analyzed securities, over 70,000 securities in 20 different languages. Of course, when we have the data of the raw data that is machine readable, it's also the largest database today. And what we created a very large proprietary data lake that can enable the LLM of the future.
Hey,
On top of it,
Gabby,
yes,
I think probably for me, one of the biggest and most pleasant surprises is the global coverage. So there are a lot of companies that have North American data. There are firms that have global data, but now we have a full set of global, language neutral, corporate filings and intelligence that I think is second to none out there from what I've seen as I integrate into Bridgewise.
so yeah, and we have here a question: is the data lake is larger than Bloomberg in terms of analyzed data and standardized data? Yes, this is what is quite surprising, and this is the truth nobody knows but us. But yes, we have right now, again, over 500,000 reports being generated every single quarter on every single company security in the world. And on top of it, we have this, I think, twice or triple or quadruple this amount in machine readable format filings.
Yeah, so it's one reports being driven, definitely larger than what you'd get on Bloomberg. And believe it or not, the sources that we have in our news offering, as well as the only ones with a quantitative, social, and unstructured data to feed.
Yeah, and you're correct. I didn't even address the social analytics part. So yeah, right now it seems that we are sitting on a very large proprietary data lake and knowledge base that is proprietary to us. The second layer that we are doing right now is a full quantitative solution that takes us to the engagement layer. So Bridgeways clients and as well as context analytics client can now have access to it in multiple ways that creates this engagement. So it can be via API, like a lot of our partners are using it, but it can be engagement tools fully embedded in their platform in their own way of engagement. So their clients even don't know that they are going outside of their platform, but they are capable of making a lot smarter decision, and the engagement are extraordinary. The third layer, of course, we have what is today the only LLM in the world that is allowed to give a buy, hold, sell recommendation. And on top of that, utilizing all of this knowledge base and all of this technology and all of those actually standardized reports, we have Pi, our portfolio AI, that is taking all of those tools and actually becoming an agent that is able to create portfolios, to rebalance it, and to explain its decision in a human language. It will talk to you. So basically our motto was always 1 million advisor to 1 million clients. You don't need 1 to 350. Our advisor doesn't go to sleep, they don't go to pee, they have all the knowledge separated in them and they can touch it immediately. And this is part of what we are bringing to the table by connecting all of those different data points. So as you can see, it is a sphere. You have a cross asset coverage on the one side. On the other side, you have the structured fundamental, and then you have the complete range of wealth journey. If you want to be if you're a wealth advisor and you want to have strategies built specifically for you, alpha generated strategy, or if you are a private investor that just want to invest privately on his platform. Joe,
Right.
please,
So, yeah.
I'm
So,
hogging the mic.
no, no problem. This really is the next era of wealth because w- we have been feeding more of your traditional data sets and more of your unstructured data sets into this data lake. And that data is really driving some of the largest investment decisions in the world, from some of the largest funds in the world. Now, what we're doing is we're taking that cross asset class coverage, which I think is second to none because it's both equities globally, language neutral, it's fixed income, it's ETFs, it's alternative assets, and then we're providing a layer on top of that that does the alerting, that does the searching, and provides the AI analyst reports and the AI recommendations. That's really second to none. And I think one of the unique things about our AI engine is that there are guardrails that prevent it from taking this information and generating hallucinations. Second to none. So it's feed the traditional data that we've been feeding into buy-side firms up to the AI layers and the cross-asset class that I think is second to none. And for me, that was especially compelling for the acquisition. We're going to basically at end-to-end quants to mom and pop retail are going to be fed from cutting-edge data second to none. Sorry, Gabby, I kind of monologue there.
I think you monologue better than I do. Let's go to the next slide.
Yeah, so there was a great question here. So and this is kind of my space, the hedge fund space. Do you anticipate taking some of this data to hedge funds? Absolutely, yes. So at Context Analytics, we have been feeding quantitative data into hedge funds for the last 15 years. As we integrate CA into Bridgewise, I am seeing a whole new set of data that is going to be suitable for the quant space that I'm really excited to take out there. For example, some of the research reports, some of the analyst recommendations, some of our AI analyst recommendations, some of the scoring that we're doing is all going to come back the other way. So it's going to come back through CA and our APIs into the buy side firm. So there's going to be a whole new set of quantitative data of available to you as a buy side as we go the other way as well and implement CA data into the Bridgewise platform. And this is a lot really busy, but it's a great visual.
Yeah, I think we can go to the next slide. I think that the messaging here is quite clear what we're trying to achieve. Basically, we are building the building blocks to the next era of wealth management. Okay, no long I don't believe that we will see for a long time ahead the same ritual of advisors speaking to her 350 people trying to answer questions and trying to maximize its touch point. I think that the touch point will be continuous, having an AI that speaks your language, that is connected to your data, and this is exactly what we bring to the table. We are not only throwing the technology at you. One of the things that we might do the best is digesting the information from our partners, digesting it, and then returning to them as an AI solution, as a complete AI solution that is speaking their language. Even one of our clients, for example, give us his terms of and condition and how you operate and how you open a transaction, and you can actually ask your AI buddy to explain to you what to do, how to do, what is recommended, what is not recommended, and all of it, of course, with the open eye of the regulator, with complete trust that is built behind it.
Yeah, so one of the couple of points from, and maybe this is more from the CA background, regulatory compliance, I think is amazing. This is the first AI engine that it's regulatory compliant. But for a lot of you guys out there, the explainability is going to be critical. As the AI has evolved over time, it's been tagged the knowledge base at each point in time. So what we have is explainable as to why it's doing recommendations, why it's doing the scoring that it's doing. The proprietary technology goes without saying, but we can also hook into, and this is new because context analytics hasn't really been able to do that, is proprietary data. So we can hook onto your proprietary data sets and ingest that into the AI specifically for you and generate results specifically for you, the user. So the data lake is standard as well as individual components. We'll call them data ponds with your own proprietary data in there as well.
Yeah, and I think that when you connect it with the actual alpha generating technology, that makes all the sense. Okay, so Joe, I think it would be great to understand from you, where do you stand? You're in the market for the last 25 years, doing exactly that, creating alpha through social, through through signals that you create yourself. Bridgewise is doing it for longer terms, but I think that the connection between the long term and short term is quite amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bridgewise has some funds that are actually generating alpha. We're really excited to input some of our context analytics signals into this fund and generate returns. As many clients as we have, people are using it differently. So that's a unique characteristics of the uncorrelated data that we have. So we're excited to take some of this 15 years worth of signal data and generate alpha from it. Really look forward to this.
And again, I think that one of the things Bridgewise decided this year to do as a clear vertical for the next few years is actually come and put our money where our mouth is. So in the last year, we've been operating several hedge funds. All of them are overperforming the market significantly, and one of them is actually created over 100% gross return in the last year, which it was also the best performing hedge fund in the country in the same year. So really excited about this vertical, and we're already starting engaging on how we are connecting those two alpha generators into something that is a bit more robust, and we are going to grow. I hope and I believe that we're going to grow significantly, start already in 2026. So I can move forward. Next slide. So this is what we look like right now in terms of what we are looking at for the long term. Okay, a company that is truly global, that has the largest institutional in every territory and keep on growing. We're looking at clients, and they are not even clients. Okay, they are partners and friends, and we just want to grow this family and grow this solution to actually take the Wells Fargo to the next step. I know everybody says that, but this is something that I we truly believe in.
Can I take this first one? Can you provide examples of how your combined client base benefits from the integration? Let me start
Go
on
for
that.
it.
So as the prior slide showed, Bridgewise has global customers, and these global customers are serving this technology to their buy side firms, or actually their retail customers. What we're going to be doing is integrating this social and the news scoring and a lot of the underlying signals that we have, and making it suitable for the retail investors. So current Bridgewise customers are going to get access to the social data that they've never had before, that is not available in the market. Um, Actionable insights for the end user. Well, that's pretty straightforward. What we have found, and this is statistically significant, I'm happy to touch base with people offline on this. When conversations on social media, think about Twitter. Twitter breaks news. When conversations on social media get significantly more positive than they've been over a last period of time, usually we look at about 20 days, those securities go on to outperform. And that's statistically significant, 15 years worth of out of sample data. That's the actionable insight. So if you're thinking about buying a security or you're thinking about selling a security, social media and specifically Twitter gives you a leading indicator on that. The second component is it brings new securities to the conversation. So we help people trade existing securities better. And then what you're going to find as a broker or a sell side firm is that what social media will do is it'll bring new ideas to the table. So everybody's going to come in and they're going to trade Google, Tesla, and the big names. But what we can do is we say, hey, here's some breaking news on company XYZ, or here it looks like they're going to get approval on this drug, or it looks like the options market is exploding on this particular company. So it brings new ideas to the table that aren't out there, and so it'll help the customers trade better and bring new security.
Joe, I see here a great question of which new audiences are going to enjoy this collaboration that we didn't speak with before. So I think this is something you and I are speaking a lot about the wealth managers, the RIAs, because I think that the combined solution is pretty amazing. I would like to hear from you. How do you see this rolling? Because you and I have a lot of discussion on this manner in the last few weeks.
So how we're going to roll it out? Was that the question?
Yeah, on the RIA specific, the RIA market.
Yeah, so I'm excited about some of the tools that we're going to create for the RIA market. We're going to be hooking in the customer portfolio, so actual holdings. We're in tax aware and different asset classes. So a lot of RIA platforms right now have the standard problem of disparate, unconnected data sets, and that's really one of the key things that Bridgewise brings is the connection, as well as the language capabilities. I really think the IA market is going to have an explosion of technology coming from the Bridgewise CA merger.
Yeah. Again, I think some of the visualization we're already working on are pretty amazing. Going from the top line and then going drilling down and understanding the allocation and then what is the social sentiment around the shares that you are allocated the most, you're exposed the most. What is the recommendation, a change in recommendation, a risk that you can just find from someone shorting the stock that you have a major exposure to. This entire scope of tool for me looks like the dream of every wealth management, and we hear it from the horse's mouth. We hear them asking for us for this specific solution. So this is something that is pretty big. Um, Regarding, we have a question regarding on top of RIA platform. What about B2C platform? B2C platform is fun. B2, B2C platform is something that we have been doing for a long time. One of our clients, for example, Rakuten Securities, over 12 million clients that have right now the capability of getting a better understanding. And it's not only that they have the possibility, we do see them actually working on this information and actually making a decision based on that. Joe, you worked with I think some we worked with I think some of the largest names in the industry, for example,
Yep.
E-Trade. So please, if you can.
Yeah, so for B2C, we work with, if you're a customer, for example, of Fidelity, you go on to their active trader platform, you're going to see our social sentiment data there as well. So I think B2C, B2B2C, I think is ideally suited for bringing new information to the users. One of the questions here is time horizon. What we have seen over the last 15 years for the time horizon, it really depends on the length of the underlying baseline. So we have signals that are good for 5, 10, 15 days. We have signals that are selecting of securities out to a month. So it really depends on the user. Our standard back test and chart over the last 15 years is a 24-hour holding period relative to a 20-day baseline. And there are a bunch of white papers out there that I'm happy to share with you, Eric. And Julia, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. We do flag for meme stocks, absolutely. They're particularly interesting. We have markers for meme stocks. They're as volatile as could possibly be, but yeah. And for different one of the things that we do that is unique, and much like how Bridgewise is regulated, what we do is we screen for accounts as well. So it's not just what the unwashed masses are saying on Twitter. We're actually looking at individual accounts and pulling out the intentions of professional investors as defined by our metrics. So we're grabbing what these professional securities are saying from the entire universe of equities, and then we also pull out what the conversation is about, which I think is unique. So, is this an option? Is this legal? Is this regulatory? Is this a meme stock? Flag. Is this a meme stock? Is this conversation pumpers and dumpers? Is this conversation activist short sellers? So there's a lot of insight on top of that. I went way over on the answer, but Julia, I got it right. Okay. Julia, reach out
Perfect.
to me.
Eric, regarding the question, of course, Bridgewise
Sorry.
has white papers, back test, and all the results. Um, and we have already also have all the live results that actually shows a direct continuity to the back test. This is the thing we proud at the most. But yes, of course, we have the white papers that explain the methodology.
Can I hit on
Some
one point that we didn't actually discuss here? Risk management. And we're seeing that as a huge growing area of interest out there. And really, because what happens is, and I've said this probably 5 times in this presentation, social media breaks news. It breaks it right and left. And so what we're seeing is more active use in some of our signals for risk management. And keep sell side firms from getting run over. Put securities on the restricted list. Widen the bid and ask if you're a market maker. And I think that as we go forward as an integrated company, we're going to be able to use our AI to help with risk as well as the social sentiment. Sorry, Gabby, I didn't mean to talk over you.
yeah, so we have tons of questions once again. Ah, how do we deal with the global regulatory? That's fun. Um, we have we have Eyal here on our side, and we have a very big operation team. One of the things we took upon ourselves is actually going and every place we are speaking with the regulators. We are not doing any shortcuts there. So it's tough, but we're right now compliant with regulation in over 15 different territories and growing. Okay, Joe, why is it so hard to financial institution to get complete view of the market? I will give it to you. You have more experience than I do.
I think the reason for that is that they're not able to synthesize information. And I think that historically, the biggest view of the market, and I'm going to hit this from 2 points. One, breaking news information. So in our case, as we're integrating into Bridgewise, we have social, we have news, we have corporate filings, we have technical analysis, we have all the individual inputs. The AI that Bridgewise is going to give you an overall view of the market. So our AI, our Genie, our AI engine can give you that synthesized information. Too much information coming in at one point in time makes it incredibly difficult to synthesize that information. Our AI engine does that for you, and it can give you a concise view. And that's really one of the cool things about the merger is it can give you one AI aggregated view of that particular security. So here's the overall view for Tesla. Maybe it's a sell, buy, hold, whatever it is. And then here are the individual components that go into that AI score. So I think using AI and using our data lake is what's going to provide that consolidated view of the market.
And I think it's not only that. I think that one of the major parts is drilling down to go over those layers. So you start with as an institution, you see that your exposure, but then you want to drill down to the exposure by territory, to the exposures by client. And I think most of the institution will stop at the layer between the wealth advisor to the client, and I think this is where we really excel. I think, and the combination of two companies come exactly for that because they will make sure that the client has the best experience. They will have as much touch points as they want. They will have as expanded as information as they want. And when they will try to understand why a buy is a buy or a sell is a sell, they will have the full thought process of their advisor, the algorithm.
That's the audibility that I think has been lacking in the AI space, specifically for finance.
Yeah. So guys, we have a lot more questions, but I think we spoke a lot, so would love you guys to just shoot on some more question and clarification because you as we are here to explain and to entertain you, you are here as well. We are here also to learn because this combination is very, very interesting. So we want to hear what you guys that are watching from the side, looking at the combination of the companies. This is an easy question. Is Bridgewise expanding to the US market? Bridgewise is in the US market. Context analytics, we call it right now, context analytics is a integral part of Bridgewise, and we are in the US market.
Yep.
We never left the US market. We have a lot of friends in the US. So yeah, definitely. Bridgewise
Yeah,
is going to
it's my job to expand in the US market. So we're there already, and I'm looking forward to coming out and meeting with all of you out there in person, especially those I don't know already. I believe that it reduces the number of vendors that you have to work with because we have a lot of the underlying content as well as content that no one else has synthesized. We can give you one AI advisor agent with all the underlying inputs. I'm excited about this. So, Gabby, I know that's probably one that you should take. So go ahead. But
Yeah.
I think that's a great question.
No, I think it was. I, and again, yeah, of course, we are going to offer a robust solution. A lot of our discussion were going around we keep two different platforms. We make it one platform. One of the things we want to do is to make change quickly. Change quickly means that you need to deal with one vendor that gives you almost everything. So it's very strange for a startup company, but we are now working with the largest institution of the world, and what we want to serve them is with the best solution. We don't want them running our running around between different vendors, and we're just here trying to make sure that their job and their day to day is 100% streamlined. Uh, Barak, have a good one. Another thing, interest from large institution asset. The question from Smada, what has been the interest from a large institution or asset managers as opposed to hedge funds? So I think that the most interesting answer can be from what we do with Rakuten, for example. But I think, Joe, you have a very unique use case with Fidelity. So we can elaborate on that.
Yeah, so a couple of things that I think that I think that one of the key advantages that we have, a lot of people when they talk about AI and large language models, they talk about it generally, ChatGPT, and the various ones out here. I think our key advantage, and this is going to go with some of our unique relationships, is the fact that our AI agent is very specific to finance, and there are guardrails that keep the conversation on finance. And I think that's a lot of the reason why the regulatory environment has embraced what we're doing. And what that does is that leads into some of our unique use cases for risk, some of our unique use cases for the B2B to C. And I think that is why we're leading the space and we're going to continue to grow.
Okay, let's see. Joe, I have several more. What is what new features or capability are you planning to add next? When can current clients already add the new capabilities? One of the cool stuff that we are definitely aiming to do is actually to upgrade a lot of Bridgeways products and to upgrade a lot of what context analytics bring to the table. So we have multiple strength points. For example, Bridget which is the only chat in the world today that is allowed to give buy wholesale recommendation. But we are aiming for the longer term recommendation for the 3 and 6 months. So when you add again the capabilities to what people are discussing today in the last 15 minutes, we see it as something that is very, very unique when we expect to see it happening already next quarter. Another thing, we have Signals, which is one of our best-selling products that basically helps you and tells you what happened in the market. Now we can add context analytics risk factors so that comes and completely create a different angle in that. So we have a lot of different things that are going out right now, and we are aiming to have integration of most of the capability uh, between companies, between products, and of course, as we said, to create one joint product that will have all of those.
as I go through, sorry about I was having connection issues, so sorry about that. I think it really you hit some of these questions. So large institutional asset managers. So there was a question about that. For large institutional asset managers, both portfolio managers, we have a tool already that allows portfolio managers to interact with our AI agents and get access to the data. So for a asset manager, we can work in the risk department, as Gabby was just talking about. Portfolio managers, they're B2B to C customers, and what's nice is it's one integrated data set that scans all the different asset classes. Oh, yeah, absolutely, it's a bigger shift in financial AI. Um, it- they're the ability again, it's a specific AI agent, and I'm just reading some of these questions as they come in, guys, so I apologize. As AI becomes more and more accepted, having the specific micro agents specifically for finance like we do is going to give you that extra layer of comfort that you don't see with traditional AI. And that's why the regulatory agencies are jumping on board.
I will go to take the question regarding the competitive advantage against Bloomberg and the others. We are actually working on different angles. Okay, well, the Bloombergs and a lot of the different data vendors, they present data in an amazing way, by the way. They will have the highest quality data possible. They will have it very, very soon. They will have a lot of it. What we are, both companies, and I think this is pretty unique for us, we are not an aggregator, where we will not aggregate what analysts think. We will not aggregate the raw data. We will actually take it to the next level. We will chew it down and become our own analysts, become our own signal provider. We are not we are not a vendor. We are actually the one who is doing the analysis and come with the insights. And this is
Actionable
something that
insights from data. That's what we're doing. We're providing the insights. Sorry,
exactly,
Gab.
and this is a complete different offering. And we love all of these companies and we love all of this company that was just mentioned. But I think that we are we are at the same market, but we are providing an offering that is completely different. Okay, guys, I think we were able to answer most of the questions. I think we missed one of them. 1 second, and after this, I think we will wrap up. How does this platform change the way financial services use AI? Financial services are afraid of AI. Okay, B2C is easy because the regulator doesn't put a lot of effort. B2B, the responsibility is based on your client. It's not on you. When you do B2B2C, when you're going to an institutional that will send the information to its client, to millions of clients, the responsibility layer is immense. Okay. So this is what we're here to resolve. Okay. Because we know how important is every single investor. We are dealing with the end investor and we want to make sure that he gets a frictionless, hallucination-free a regulated answer that keeps him in the game. Okay, we will not answer about what is the weather, but we will answer very, very good if a company is if a company worth investing or not. And this I think is something that is unique for us and that really shifts and really reduce a lot of the friction and a lot of the concern of every one of our partners. Because once you're giving them something that they can proudly show their clients, they want it. Okay, we know every single partner of ours. The thing he wants the most is a better experience to its client and to its investors. And yeah, of course, everybody that wants to try any of our services can just send us an email and we will definitely reply. Okay, guys, I think that we can wrap up. So thank all of you for joining, and we see you in the next webinar. And we will see you if you want. Just give us a call, send us an email. We are 100% available.
Thank you guys. Appreciate your time.